Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great weekend so far. It's been a little bit sunnier and a little bit warmer than it has been lately. That's kind of nice since we're starting to wrap up with the summer, but it's good to know we still have just a little bit of summer left for this month. So looking ahead, we're gonna enjoy some summertime conditions. Sunnier skies and warmer temperatures are ahead for the next few days, especially here in South Central. Now, as we look ahead right now, with our time lapse, we've seen some cloudier skies for this morning, but as we progress throughout the day here in Anchorage, we started to see those thin cloud layers starting to move out. We started to see some of those blue skies peeking out from underneath. So much warmer conditions in the mid to high 60s today. I know this week's been kind of cloudy and a little bit gloomy at times, but we've seen that break with sunshine, so that's been kind of nice. Now with our weather headlines and our photo from Mark Galbraith, we've got kind of a lot to look forward to. South Central specifically is being filled with sunshine this weekend, mostly for tomorrow, but you're also going to start the work week with continued sunny skies here in South Central. The interior is beginning to dry out, so no more scattered showers. We're starting to see a little bit less of that and just continued cloudy skies, but still less rainfall. But there are windy conditions present across the state. Now, with all of the sunshine and all of this great summery weather, something that might be something you could look forward to for this weekend is the State Fair. Now, with our State Fair forecast, you can expect mid to high 60s for tomorrow in Palmer with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. So it's going to be a great time to get outside with your family. If you're looking for something to do, maybe you want to go up to Palmer and maybe do that for the day, but great conditions to do that and just to be outside in general if you are in South Central. Now, with that being said, we do have continued cloudy skies in some areas. You can see from earlier this afternoon, we've seen those clouds kind of dissipate as they reached over near the Copper River Basin. But over in Southeast, we continue to see those showers rolling on through, and that's what we're going to continue to see tomorrow. But we do have these big lines of yellow kind of moving down. You can kind of see that flow pattern. That's just our wind indicator, so you can kind of see the low pressure rotating in a counterclockwise position over southeast, but that's all kind of dragging in windier conditions all across from Alaska Peninsula down to southeast. We're seeing windy conditions up to 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. So it is getting a little bit windy, especially here in South Central, and Seward especially is seeing a lot of those wind gusts up to 35 as of this afternoon. Now, we'll continue to see what that looks like tomorrow, but we are still expecting to see some gustier wind conditions and just windy conditions in general for tomorrow. Now, with our upper level forecast, you can see that this low pressure system is moving over southeast, continuing to bring all of that rainfall. But over by the western side of Alaska and even South Central and interior, you can start to see some lighter green pushing in. That's high pressure. So this ridge of high pressure is moving in, bringing those drier conditions to the interior, and that's why over in South Central, we're starting to see those warmer temperatures and those sunnier skies. Now, that's all because of that high pressure. Now, you'll notice that there is low pressure up above in the North Slope. That's bringing in some cloudier conditions as well and some cooler temperatures for that region. Now, looking ahead, there's that low pressure system that's been bringing in those scattered showers and just a lot of rainfall and overcast skies for southeast. But you're noticing that mostly clear skies, kind of just a clear path across the central part of the state. From southeast up to Fairbanks, you're seeing some of that break in cloud cover, but you'll notice that this frontal boundary is starting to move in between Nome and Fairbanks. That's going to bring in just a line of moisture and a line of showers. So that's what you can expect to see moving into Monday. A little bit more moisture will roll in for the beginning of the week for Fairbanks, but as of right now, clear sky, or not clear, but drier conditions for Fairbanks. But over in southeast, we can see these green marks and all that moisture continuing to roll in, and as we get in through tomorrow, you can see that the rainfall continues to add up about 3/4 of an inch in Juneau, and that's kind of the most that we're seeing for the region. But other areas are pretty close, like Haines, but some areas seeing about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of rain, and that's for areas like Ketchikan and Petersburg. So some areas aren't quite catching up, but still seeing that rainfall continuing to move through for the day. Now, all across the state, we're seeing these cloud patterns, just kind of a cloud layer. Palmer and Anchorage, we've both seen this kind of clear up a bit today, with lots of blue skies starting to peek out from the clouds, but Ketchikan seeing those very low-lying layers of moisture from that low-pressure system, and Fairbanks is also starting to clear up just a little bit, but having that upper level of flat cloud layer. So temperatures are cooling down significantly up in Fairbanks. Now over in Southeast, we're continuing to expect these showers moving through the area with temperatures in the high 50s and low 60s. Moving into the interior, we're expecting to see these slightly sunnier conditions, but still continuing to see lots of cloud cover, but temperatures are staying cool in the low 60s and much drier over there. North Slope continuing to see these patterns of clouds moving in, mostly cloudy conditions with some light showers in Wainwright, but temperatures staying pretty cool in the 50s and 40s. Western Alaska, you're continuing to see these temperatures in the 50s and 60s, and coastal towns, you're seeing these much cloudier conditions, but slightly interior sides, we're continuing to see the sun starting to peek out just a little bit more. So continuing to see some low pressure that's going to start to move in to the western side of Alaska within the next couple of days. But over in the Aleutians, we're still seeing temperatures pretty warm in the 60s and 50s, but still pretty cloudy and also pretty windy, especially in areas like St. Paul. Now we're seeing similar wind conditions over in South Central. Seward is probably the windiest area that we're seeing in South Central right now for tomorrow, but still mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid to high 60s for most of the area in South Central. But Copper River Basin is staying just slightly warmer, even in the 70s for Valdez and Cordova, but mostly sunny skies for that area as well. And Matsu, of course, perfect day to get out and go to the state fair. We're seeing mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid to high 60s as well, and that's exactly what we're expecting here in Anchorage as well. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid to high 60s. That's going to continue through the next couple of days, so you can start off your work week with continued sunshine, which is going to be kind of nice in this nearing end of summer month. But in Fairbanks, still seeing those slightly cooler temperatures and cloudy conditions for most of the area. So we are continuing to look forward to this sun starting to move through South Central. Pretty much all of South Central, like you saw, is just lots of sunshine and still pretty warm temperatures in the mid to high 60s. And it feels like we've been seeing the same kind of pattern just for the last 2 to 3 months. So it's been staying pretty consistent, but of course we're nearing the end of summer and we're also starting to get through August, which means the rain is just going to continue to come and those cooler temperatures are just going to start to move in. So make sure that when you can, just go outside and make sure you enjoy it. Just get ahead of all the seasonal feelings as it gets cooler and darker outside. But we do have those daylight hours starting to shorten just little by little each day, but of course it always adds up as we progress through the season. So just make sure you get outside, enjoy time with your family, just do anything that you enjoy doing, especially with our last day of the weekend tomorrow. So it'll be nice to enjoy, but I hope everybody has a great rest of your night tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow, and I will leave you off with this view from Glen Alps.